First of all, that's offensive to a woman at times when you go in a grocery store with sunglasses. Hold on, I didn't flip the script. Because that makes that woman feel like you're putting on sunglasses to go somewhere where there's no sun. What are you trying to see? You don't want me to catch your luring
allergies.
You don't want me to catch your luring eyes. Okay, if I'm your woman, I know your eyes not swollen. Right. You don't have a black eye. Why are you in a place where there's no sun with sunglasses?
It's offensive if me and you go into the store together and I got the sunglasses. I get you on that. But you can't say a man walking in the store with glasses on in there looking at
I'm not saying that. Well, I'm not saying that. But majority of the time, that gives you the opportunity. Like you said, okay, so when we did the devotion, it talked about luring eyes. And the whole definition of that luring eyes is taking a look or a glance at something without seeing that nobody else can take notice, right? So that's almost as if that's a way for you to take a glance, right? With those sunglasses without nobody noticing. But here's the thing, if we bring it to scripture, God sees all. He noticed all. And so if you are that person who's like really trying to be that man of God and be faithful to that woman or to that wife, then it's a self-reality check in your own heart. It's a heart issue that you need to deal with, right?
Welcome back to another edition of That's a Good Podcast, where we talk a lot of relationship stuff and stuff that people say, that's a good podcast. I'm your host. My name is Marcus.
And I'm Ty Sullivan, your co-host.
All right. So we was talking about leering eyes. And I know you just said that you don't understand what leering eyes are. So if I was just to kind of break it down and make it plain, in a relationship, sometimes you could be in a relationship so long that you're no longer really attracted. Like stimulated by your spouse, and you can actually have leering eyes. Now that makes more sense. Like that?
It does make more sense. And I'm not just gonna even say like by your spouse. You can just be in a relationship or what they call it courting, where you guys are at the beginning stage, and yet you so used to that single life or that singleness to where you still may have those leering eyes, not realizing that you created a habit out of that.
Let me ask you this: if we make this whole thing practical, what do you think about the term "look, but don't touch"? It's okay to look, but just don't touch.
I disagree with that, and a lot of it has a lot to do with my religious belief. Others, who may not feel the same way about, you can look long as I'm not touching. But speaking from a woman perspective, it makes that woman feels like, well, what are you looking for? Am I not enough? It can draw up insecurity. It can draw up like her feeling like, well, why are you wasting my time if I'm not enough for you to look at?
All right, take man and woman. They go to the store, right?
Walmart,
Walmart, right? But not even just. Let's just say the man go to the store, right? The man goes to the store. He gets out of his car. He's walking into the store. A woman's coming out of the store, right? Yeah. Attractive woman.
Okay.
And he just looks at her and keeps moving. He don't make no gestures, no sounds, no pss, 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 right? Is that bad?
Well, if you're in a relationship, that woman is going to feel offended. Here's why. Some women may say, oh, I don't care. That's an issue with her. Regardless if it is, when you begin to learn that partner or you begin to learn things that offend them, you're not going to want to do that. So is it offensive? In some cases or most cases, it is, because the first thought that'll come to a woman is, why is she looking at him? So let's flip the script, right? Okay, a man's coming out the store. He got on a muscle shirt, right? But he muscular. He's more fit than you. And you know the boy look good, right? Okay, and then she's walking out, but she slick turned her head watching. You're going to be like, what the hell are you looking at?
Oh, okay, so that's different, right? Because when you're saying it like that, I picture being at the mall, right? And you a dude going up the escalator. Fellas don't really feel me on this. You going up the escalator. Girl coming down the escalator. She ain't really even got to be looking good, right? They pass in the escalator. And you kind of just look back to see what's back there, right?
Or who it is.
Right.
But what you mean, look back there? Are you trying to look at her, you know what? Which in most cases they do, right? That's why they open the doors for people. They be like, go ahead, you can go before me. You can go before me. And you looking at my booty. Why are you looking at my booty, you know? I'm telling the truth. Listen.
I think you just unlocked the secret.
Yeah, you're looking at my booty. Why are you looking at my booty? But a woman knows that. A woman knows that because it brings, man, when I tell you, to us, that can be the most disrespectful thing. I get it. Men are visual creatures. They're attracted by the things that they see and what they look at, right? But it's so much stuff that you can cause to go wrong or bad in your relationship just because you took that glimpse. And you got to make a choice. Like, is it worth it?
Is that cheating? I mean, I ain't going to say is that cheating, but...
Okay, let's bring it to the biblical, right? Let's bring it to a biblical standpoint, okay, right? And a lot of people don't agree with it because they don't want to address it. A lot of people don't agree with it because they don't want to deal with that sinful nature that's automatically in us, right? But if God tells us don't look upon that person to lust, right? And here's the thing. I'm not just...
Is it lusting, though?
But it is. What occurs in your heart that makes you say, let me look at this woman. Dang, she got a big...
Yeah.
Dang, I like the way her breasts,
okay, but we were having this conversation and you said men are visual.
Yes, they are visual creatures. But think about it. It's a scripture that talks about women don't cause your brethren to stumble, right? So by you halfway dressing, right? By you thinking that, oh, everybody else is doing it. This is the style now. This is how you dress. But at the same time, is that what you hold yourself up to with those standards, right? You want that man to come off respectful and look at you for who you are. You know how intelligent you are. You know how wise you are. You know the type of class that you have. But it's a difference between saying those things and actually presenting that before that person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got it. And so we are establishing that leering eyes is a form of lust.
It is.
All right. Now, do you get any brownie points that you don't say nothing, right? Because, man, believe it or not, it's attractive people everywhere,
yes.
Right?
Yes.
So help people out. What do? You walking in the Walmart, woman, and man with the muscle shirt comes out.
Most women not gonna say nothing. Even if they do find that man attractive, it's a respect thing that we have for the person we love. So even if we do say that man attractive, in our head, we may be like, dang, he attractive or whatever, but I'm grateful for what I have. Most women, right? But a man makes it noticeable at times. Some men make it noticeable. Like, even if it's a slight turn, okay, men, I'm about to put you on game. I'm about to put you on game. First of all, that's offensive to a woman at times when you go in a grocery store with sunglasses. Hold on, I didn't flip the script. Because that makes that woman feel like you're putting on sunglasses to go somewhere where there's no sun. What are you trying to see? You don't want me to catch your luring
allergies.
You don't want me to catch your luring eyes. Okay, if I'm your woman, I know your eyes not swollen. You don't have a black eye. Why are you in a place where there's no sun with sunglasses?
It's offensive if me and you go into the store together and I got the sunglasses. I get you on that. But you can't say a man walking in the store with glasses on in there looking at
I'm not saying that. Well, I'm not saying that. But majority of the time, that gives you the opportunity. Like you said, okay, so when we did the devotion, it talked about luring eyes. And the whole definition of that luring eyes is taking a look or a glance at something without seeing that nobody else can take notice, right? So that's almost as if that's a way for you to take a glance, right, with those sunglasses without nobody noticing. But here's the thing. If we bring it to scripture, God sees all. He noticed all. And so if you are that person who's like really trying to be that man of God and be faithful to that woman or to that wife, then it's a self-reality check in your own heart. It's a heart issue that you need to deal with, right?
Yeah, this is good. Now, let me flip that. As far as the couple, right? We're the couple that are having to deal with to look at somebody else that, ooh, she attractive and all of that, or ooh, he's muscular and all of that. Is there ways that we can be a couple and I don't have to worry about those luring eyes? I use this example a lot of times. We go to a play. Anytime you go to a play that is prominent, this is about to happen. You go to a play and you're sitting there with your bae, and maybe 2 rows down, they having girls' night out. It's a bunch of girls, whatever. And then the guy, the sex symbol guy, he shows up, comes out stage, and he got to take off his shirt. He got the white beat on, and all the girls go, woo! Right?
It's kind of like a natural reaction, how a man have a natural reaction. Is it okay if they're single and they're by themselves? Why not? But you wouldn't want to be rude and disrespectful and do that to your man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or do that to your lady
Yeah.
because you don't know what. Let me tell you something. Men have insecurities too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And a lot of women don't know that the same way we want that man to be loving to us and sweet to us and kind, men will desire that with those emotions, but won't even tell us, right? They gotta, like, it's hard for them to be open and share that because you're gonna think that they're being too sensitive or, you know, you're not understanding. They want some of that same compassion or passion that you're expecting him to give.
Bottom line, you got to keep yourself up for your spouse.
Yes,
right?
I was about to get to that.
Yeah, I was going to say, we were talking about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. You and you actually went there when you were saying this. You were talking about especially the black woman, the African American woman.
Yes.
Yo,
Our black
y'all
women,
listen,
man.
Like you said, ladies, I'm gonna help you right now. When they show up to Walmart, we use Walmart as an example.
We did.
And you, it's Saturday morning, right? I know somebody in the comments gonna be like, "It's too early for that." I ain't saying doll up, not saying doll up, but when you show up in your pajamas, I know you just coming in there to get some cereal, some milk for the kids.
Let's be real.
Right?
You coming up in there looking all stank.
Right.
And I was one of the, I'm ashamed to devil.
Yeah.
I used to go up in Walmart, like, and this is in my younger days when I wasn't mature enough to understand what holding yourself to a certain standard and dignity and respect and class, you know, and coming from the background history that we come from, either whether it's a black man or a black woman, they expect our culture, right? Or our nature to be that I don't care attitude, what people think or say. Like we've been brainwashed to think that.
All right. You come in there with the bonnet and the pajamas and the house shoes, right? Right? And ma'am, you're breeding, you're creating a space for the guy, your dude at home, to have luring eyes because you don't even take yourself seriously enough to just say, man, I need to make sure I'm presentable.
Yes.
Even when I leave the house. I know when me and you leave the house, you don't, we use Walmart. You won't even go to Walmart without doing something.
I've learned. I matured from that. I've learned and I matured from that. In my younger teen days, early 20s, I used to learn, I used to think that, oh, okay, I don't care what anybody think or say, heck, I'm just running in there to grab something.
Yeah.
But then at the same times, there were moments that I can recall where people looked at me weird and strange. And no, I don't care, but I know I don't want to be that person that says, I know how I look when I'm going somewhere. But you are going somewhere, even if it's just the store. That matters. And so when I begin to understand, again, my worth, I say this, a woman gonna say they know their worth, but when you know your worth, you're gonna act like it. You're gonna move like you know your worth. And so understanding my worth and how I desire to carry myself, why would I wanna show people what I look like at home? That's my safe space. That's my private space.
I get that. But even at home, you don't want him to get used to you looking like that too. Because now if I get used to you looking like that, when I get out and I see the girl, not dolled up, but decent.
Yeah. She always looking like that.
I'm going to look at her. No, I'm saying she look good now.
Yeah.
Now I've created a space to, well, babe, she bonnet up all the time. Right? And I'm going to give you another example. But when I get to Walmart, Susie Cream Cheese here.
Susie Cream Cheese.
Susie Cream Cheese, she presentable, right?
Yes. Even if it's just workout clothes or just our hair, like
do something.
Yes. Like you don't have to get dressed up, makeup and all that. I'm saying throw on a hat if you feel like you're having a bad hair day. Don't go in there with a bonnet. Throw on some hoop earrings or something. Like put on a decent shirt or something. You don't have to just throw on the little draw shorts. Showing all that. Come on, man.
All right. So I'm gonna say this too. Another example. And then we talked about this. Married couple.
Yeah.
Wife gets up 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Getting ready for work.
Yes.
Take 45 minutes out.
Yes.
Do your face.
She dolled up.
Makeup.
Spray, smelling good, feeling good, looking good, and like, bye,
Heels,
honey. Yes.
All that. Leave the house. Go to work. And everybody else get to see you looking
amazing.
Good, right? You get off work, and I know you tired. You come home. Before you get it out the garage, you done unstrap the bra. You coming out the clothes. Now we going uncomfortable, bonnet back on, long house gown on. Right?
Yeah.
And a guy is like, yo, you got cute for the world, and I get to see
5 minutes of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to say this. Give him time to see that nice, cute side of you. You don't have to necessarily go, and I'll use me for an example. I don't start getting undressed and unwind until I know for sure we're about to go to sleep. But other than that, I want to walk around with still my heels on. I want to walk around, even if we getting ready to have dinner, I want to still be even dressed for dinner. I don't want it to be, now that's just me. You know, I'm not saying that that's every woman and that's what they have to do.
And you're not saying come home and cook and you work.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, ladies, the same thing you did, all that effort you put to get that man's attention and to show him that you could be a bad, you know what, a baddie, as they say, right? Continue being that baddie. Why should it stop? Being that baddie should not stop. You should want to walk around being sexy for your man every chance and opportunity, because by you doing that, that's helping him not to look elsewhere. You kind of like, you giving him something to look forward to. Matter of fact, I wanted to say this. I think about it was a post that I saw, and I'm sure plenty of people saw that. But this lady, when her husband come home, she greets him with twerking. And maybe that's their thing.
She was in the driveway.
Yeah, maybe that's their thing, and that's something they like to do. But knowing that that man is a visual creature, I'm about to turn him on whether we doing something or not. And it's let me keep him attracted to me. Don't have that.
He gonna see the twerking on the ground. When he get home, he gonna see wifey.
Exactly. So why would I not? You want that man to be like, oh man, my wife always do that. You ain't doing nothing that's turning me on. That she don't
like she is.
Exactly.
Now,
so
I gotta flip it though.
Okay.
Gotta flip for the fellas.
Yes.
Because I know some people gonna say, oh yeah, what about the guys, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
Fellas, if you groomed up, smelling good, all of this stuff, suit and tie, booted, whatever, for work.
Okay.
And I ain't saying come home and keep the suit on and stuff, but before you unwind, right?
Yeah.
Still go around her still looking good, all of this good stuff, or you in shape.
Yes.
You at the gym.
Take your shirt off in front of her. Let me say this. For a woman, now I don't know if men see it this same way, but when a woman's become accustomed to her man not really dressing up and smelling good, and like really keeping himself up in front of her, the moment he I feel like doing this today, and it's been months since you did this, her nose gonna be open like, what's going on? All of a sudden you getting dressed. Who is it? Is it somebody at the office now? What's happening? Because you wasn't doing this for me, vice versa.
Right.
The man may feel like that too. But if that person become accustomed to you, oh, she likes to dress nice. That's just how he is. He like to dress nice and keep on his male jewelry or whatever. But you can't just come do this 2-3 months down the line and you ain't been doing this all this other time. You're raising curiosity on what's going on.
Now, let's talk complimenting. Right?
Complimenting is a big deal.
Yeah, complimenting is a huge deal. Man, fellas, if I'm gonna say this, babe. How many people have relationships, right? Marriages, full-on relationships to where they're not physically attracted to their spouse, right? And won't say something.
Ooh.
Right?
That's not good.
You won't say, babe, you're getting kind of flabby up under there, right?
Yeah.
Or like, how many people out there that's not physically attracted, or you watch your spouse get dolled up or get handsomed up, right?
Right.
And they get ready to walk out the door and you don't go, ooh, babe, you look good.
Yeah.
And then they get out here and Randy, the elevator man, go, ooh, you look good. Now you impressed because Randy noticed you.
Yeah. I'm going to say this. 2 things to that. The first one, I'm going to talk from the perspective of when a woman has a baby, ladies, let's not use that as an excuse, because if you was looking good, right, before this man got you pregnant and you gained this weight and had a baby or whatever, yes, he's going to still love you. Yes, he understands that you gained the weight from the baby, but don't stay in that. Because here's the thing, as a woman, our bodies go through still craving food and all that as if we're still pregnant, even after a year. Like we're still going through the stages.
Truth be told, a lot of women use that excuse, like I had a baby last year.
We do. But then imagine how that woman feel when you see another woman who have like 4 or 5 kids and her body still look nice and together. And you're like, oh, well, I went through a lot. And here's the thing. Some women have medical complications where they cannot do that. But what I'm saying is, whatever it is you did or how you took care of yourself, to in front of that man before all this happened, let it get started back up. Figure it out. I'm not going to tell you how to figure it out, but I know for me personally, yes, I've had kids,
Yeah.
you know? But I know it's a certain way that I desire to look, and not because of what I see on social media.
Right.
I want to keep myself up for good health,
Mhm.
you know, as well as be in shape to run around with my
You
kids.
should want to keep yourself up for you.
For you.
Even more so than your spouse, but for sure for your spouse.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, we can mess around and breed a ground for leering eyes,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
All of a sudden, and I know we reverted back to that, but you need to actually compliment her.
Compliment.
Or
Let's go back to that.
him, right? When you see the effort being done, or when you see him put the shirt in the towel, or whatever your thing is for your.
So I've seen both sides of that. I've been on the side where I didn't compliment him enough in my past marriage, where I didn't compliment my ex enough. You know, I looked at, and a lot of women, we have a bad habit of this, right? Wives,
you mess around, get used to seeing them like that.
Not just that. It was the fact of the matter that I didn't compliment him enough, and I didn't acknowledge even the small things that he did. That's a big deal to men. Even if you, ladies, listen, I'm about to put you on game. Even if you acknowledge the smallest things that they do, you'll be surprised at how swollen their chest will be.
Like what?
Like, for an example, okay, he may have went and picked some up out the yard or out the grass, or he decided to, like, hey, let me organize the garage today, or let me go take out the trash a little bit early. Simple stuff like that, right? She will literally like compliment him, babe, I'm so proud of you. I'm grateful for what you done. Yeah. Simple stuff. The smallest thing, acknowledge it. Don't let it go unnoticed.
All right, make sure you're acknowledging your spouse. We're just talking about leery eyes. Listen, get in the comments right now. Drop a comment on what else we need to talk about. Make sure you follow us on the social media.
Yes. And also, listen, our social media is That's a Good Podcast. You can follow us on IG. We also just started our new YouTube page with That's a Good Podcast.
All right. Until we get another episode, we'll see you. That's a Good Podcast.
That's a Good Podcast.